you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
What do you do?
That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it. Sell it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at, including BS. Okay. But you heard me? Does that make sense?
What have we got here?
So, Funker Tactical. Holy Jesus. I apologize ahead of time for this video. I'm using one of those Walmart brand cell phone holders, so. Yeah, Funker Tactical. Wow. I have never seen so many window lickers in one spot. Now, if you're just one of those people that follows their channel because, you know, you like some of the content they post and, you know, you're just there for the entertainment value, obviously that comparison doesn't apply to you. If you're one of the few folks that are actually buying into some of the shit that this guy Paolo's been broadcasting about me, well, this will be my first vlog. Wow, where to begin? Well, let's start from the beginning. So, long story short, I posted a video of this Mrs. on the Range, and it seems like everything that she was doing was just wrong. You know what I mean? It actually reminded me of a video Pat McNamara posted on his channel.
For those guys who cannot resist the temptation, but to go boom and snatch the pistol back, what they need to add to their training is this right here. I quit! Just to help them remind themselves that they are training themselves to quit the...
But that's what it reminded me of, and then it reminded me of some of the stuff that I have seen on YouTube, and two of those individuals that came to mind were Voda, which I'm not even going to give that guy any more time than that, and then Instructor Zero. Before I go any further, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that, and I apologize if I bastardize your name, I have no doubt in my mind that Jacopo Celli is a stand-up guy. Stand-up in the sense that he's very personable, he's very good to get along with, he's funny, and he passes on what he knows, okay? No problem with that. And guess what? Everybody in the firearms community, at least that I've spoken to, none of them have a problem with it either. However, when you're passing yourself off as something that you're not, that becomes an issue. Now, I say this because of information that came out in 2015 after he went down to Paraguay to do some training. Essentially, what came out was a senator in Paraguay objected to Zero training their military because the information that they received allegedly from the Italian government, that this guy's never served in our special forces. He's never been Fulgor, whatever that, I don't know. And he spent 12 months in the military in Italy and was kicked out for psychiatric reasons. Now, this is not coming from me. Okay? Trust me, I do not have the time to, start filing FOIs and all that. Actually, that's bullshit. I do. But the point is that the information did not come from me. Right? It came from another government. Okay? But anyway, Funker Tactical seemed to take issue with that. Now, mind you, Zero is a moneymaker for them. They have about 800,000 subscribers on YouTube, so no doubt he makes them a lot of money. He makes himself a lot of money from YouTube. I mean, the guy gets millions of views on his videos, which, is fine. Nobody has an issue with that, right? The issue is whether or not you have the background that you say you do. Now, if you do, great. Prove me wrong. I will be the first one. I will post a video online. I will share it to as many people as I can saying, I was wrong. Here is this guy's information. Here is all the vetted documents that proves that, yes, this guy is who he says he is. Now, you know what? I know this is going to fall on deaf ears. I know some of you window lickers are going to be like, you're a nobody and you don't have followers and you don't have any business demanding that. Well, okay, fine. And it is what it is, right? But the point is that, too much third-party information has gotten back to me stating otherwise, including people who have done training with Instructor Zero. Yes, I know third-party isn't third-hand, second-hand information is not reliable. I totally admit that. However, show me otherwise, please. Anybody who knows me knows that I am the first person to admit when I'm wrong. They also know that I don't have an issue hurting feelings if that's caused by telling the truth. Okay? So, let's just get that out right now. I'm not one of these internet trolls that's bored with my life and I have nothing better to do and so on and so forth. I posted a video. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I reposted a video. Okay? Get over it. Life goes on. Life is too short. But unfortunately, Funker decided to kind of take things next level, and then when I wouldn't listen to them, he proceeded to belittle me and threaten me and, basically telling me that he hopes to run into me someday and all this other nonsense. Now, I don't know this guy. I really don't. I apologize if I'm not familiar with a company or a business or a person who's got, in the grand scheme of things, not that large of a following. I mean, I'll break it down for you. Funker Tactical has about 27,000 followers on Instagram. So, to give you an idea of how many followers that actually is, if Funker Tactical were to run for office and all of their voters voted for them, they would accumulate a little over 25% of one Canadian riding. Or to put things in an even broader perspective, take their YouTube subscribers, about a little over 800,000. Okay, so 800,000, your average Canadian riding is about 106. You'd get about 7 seats in the House of Commons. Now, of course, from what I've seen, Paulo is not interested in the truth. He's not interested in presenting facts. He is interested in presenting conjecture, innuendo, and rhetoric. He has enough information to pass on to his following, but
You can't handle the truth.
that's not going to make him look good. That's not going to generate followers. That's not going to generate likes and views and subscribers. That's not going to make him money. He knows that, right? So, unfortunately, yeah, I mean, I've got no control over it, so there's no point in really getting angry about it. On his Instagram, actually, some of the photos and posts that he made, it's actually kind of funny. I think one generated 500 likes in 24 hours. So out of 27,000 followers, less than 2% actually engaged that post. So less than 2% of people actually gave a shit. Sorry. I did the math before I post the video. I'm not just making this shit up. Anyway, the first one he posted was me wearing a helmet that a buddy of mine owned. But to Paolo, he kind of used that as, he trying to insinuate that I'm some sort of stolen valor candidate, like I'm claiming to have trained these people. And that's really what he wanted to push to his followers. If you actually go to my Instagram and actually look at the post, you'll notice that it says Tactical Tuesday. My friends have some cool shit. Which is true. Some of my friends do have a lot of Gucci kit. I'm kind of jealous. It's nice stuff. My friends are just showing off their work gear. Big fucking deal. Who cares? It's a fucking helmet. But of course, that's not going to generate followers, right? And some of the comments that were on the page were actually kind of funny, So of course, he went and did a Google search on me and a bunch of other things. And of course, if you do a Google search on me, unfortunately, what pops up is a blog post from thedirty.com that was put up by I'm not even going to say who it was because I really don't know. It's just some random fucking douchebag who got sour with me. Unfortunately, that's really the only thing that people can resort to nowadays is nobody ever confronts confrontation with facts and debate and with the intent of a resolution. Everything is just there to belittle and degrade and demonize, and unfortunately that's the only tool some people have. That's the only tool that Paolo has, right? And he uses it. Now he claims to be a combat journalist. Okay, well, unfortunately, to the rest of the world, a combat journalist means you cover soldiers overseas. I guess you're the only one who thinks that a combat journalist only covers MMA, YouTube, fucking celebrities, and I don't even know what else. He gave me this. He messaged me and said says to me, well, I have a different definition of combat than you do. Well, I'm sorry, but to me and everybody else in the world, combat means war fighting. I mean, really, there's no, this is real world now. Okay. I messaged again, not knowing that Funker Tactical, that this guy owned it. Okay. I messaged Funker Tactical, and I'm like, look, this guy's kind of, he's kind of going above and beyond. He's being a prick, right? Now, again, under the impression that this was just somebody who worked for Funker Tactical. The response I got was, it was quick, it was professional, and at the same time, it was heavy-handed, And he told me that they were going to fire him, and I was like, well, it's kind of much, but I mean, whatever, it's your business. So then, of course, we started talking about what I do and so on and so forth, and what I've done in the industry, and I'll break it down for you, for those that don't know me, or what I do. So, what I do is, I provide basic, and I mean basic in the most literal of sense, basic use of force and skills training for private security workers. Okay? So, I don't train cops. I don't train special forces operators. I don't train military. Although I have done seminars in the military, but they're more or less just, hey, let's kill some time. That's all I do. I train security guards, right? I am a small town, no-name brand instructor who provides training to people who otherwise would not have sufficient access to it in my area. Okay? Anybody who's ever had a conversation with me or has attended a seminar or anything knows that I am against the idea of training police officers. Why? Because I'm not a fucking cop. Think of it this way. You've been fucking detailing cars for 20 years. Suddenly, this fucking young 20-year-old fucking kid, I'm not 20, I'm just using it as an example. This 20-year-old kid comes into your workplace and tries to tell you how to do your job. Well, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of buy-in. Okay? So, that being said, I have gotten calls from government departments. Okay, I've gotten calls from the Nova Scotia Department of Environment. I've gotten, I've had emails from DND before I was a Reg Force member. But I've always turned them down. Always. Why? Because I'm not going to waste my tax dollars. Okay? So, anytime I've gotten these calls, I've said, no, you are better off contacting the police academy, contacting these people, contacting those people. They are better suited to provide you the training that you need. Okay? But that's just how I roll. I'm not a big time contributor to the firearms world. I actually just recently got into firearms training, and the firearms training that I provide is for the beginner, novice type gun owners, right? So people who either A, have never held a gun before, or B, own a gun and just want to get more proficient with it. I don't teach gunfighting. I don't teach close quarter battle, fucking whatever. Alright? I don't teach any of that shit. Okay? Why? Because I'm not fucking qualified. Alright? The only training in that aspect that I've received has been from the military. And let's face it, folks, and guys that either are current serving or have served know that when you're dealing with a very large organization, unfortunately, the lowest common denominator standard is what's given. Okay? That's just a fact. All right? It's unfortunate, but again, it boils down to time, money, politics, and a bunch of other things. Okay? They give you the tools that you need to do the job. Sometimes those tools aren't the best, aren't the greatest, but sometimes you just gotta deal with what you have. Use what you have. But that's what I do. I don't teach outside of my lane. Okay? I don't go and make these rash, ridiculous claims that this Funker tactical retard has been thrown out there. Right? But at the same time, I don't really need to justify myself because, again, what effect really does it have on your life? It's unfortunate that I've taken up so much of this guy's time. Now, going back to the Facebook conversation, they wanted to, Funker Tactical wanted to send me a little care package. I was like, well, you don't really have to, but if you want to. Of course, again, not knowing who these people were or what the organization was, I gave them a mailing address that you could find online. It's no secret that I'm in the military, and it is no secret where I work. I'm proud of that. I'm actually very comfortable and very satisfied. But turns out that I was actually talking to Paolo. And, well, the joke was on me. Congratulations, Paolo. You pulled the wool over a dude who's got 337 followers on Instagram next to no subscribers on YouTube. Oh, Jesus. But, I mean, it's the internet, right? So, I mean, hey, if you can't be a journalist, you may as well be a bad one, right? Any victory will do. So, it's just unfortunate that with the large, I shouldn't say large, I gotta stop using the words, with the size of the following that he has, and, that he would be that irresponsible and that ignorant to lie to his viewers or lie to his readers, right? It's really unfortunate. Unfortunately, we're not misleading the public is not a new thing. CBC's been doing it for fucking years, right? Especially to the gun community. But it's just unfortunate that he's decided to take this tool and abuse it the way he has. Like I said, this is a Walmart style freaking cell phone holder, so I apologize. Okay. It's just unfortunate that he's chosen to take this tool and abuse it the way he has. Unfortunately, this led to me getting phone calls from friends and family saying, who's this Paolo Funker Tactical dude messaging me? I said, what do you mean? Well, he's asking information like where you work and what you do and like where he can get a hold of you. I think one guy even told me he tried asking for my number. Well, for a guy who's a journalist and can't find a fucking phone number for a business that's actually posted online, by the way, just so you know. Oh my God, I'm stuck behind a fucking microbus. Jesus. Anyway. That kind of got me a little weirded out. Okay. So, I mean, really information like that, if the person doesn't want to give you their information, calling around to other people to get it is just really sketchy. So I kind of got a little weirded out by it. So yeah, I did make a phone call to a cop buddy of mine, and I was like, hey, what do you think I should do? And he said, well, it's best to just make a call, make a report, and at least start a file number. So that's what I did. Again, I honestly don't think it's going to go anywhere, because immediately after I posted that this guy was stalking me, it stopped right there. But anyway, unfortunately, the only tool that Paolo really has is conjecture and rhetoric. None of the arguments that he's made are fact-based. None of them are, it's all bullshit. It really is. Oh, and by the way, Paolo, I'm not recognized by the Nova Scotia Department of Justice. They don't like that term because they don't actually have a recognition process. However, I am accepted by the Nova Scotia Department of Justice. And if you would like, by all means, you can call the Nova Scotia Department of Justice. You can find the security compliance number online. Talk to Steve Simpson or Mike Balcom. They're the compliance officers for the security industry here. Okay? Just so you know. Just kind of giving you a hand. I know you're not going to tell your viewers the truth when you do call them and say, oh yeah, this guy actually does do training. But, I mean, whatever. That doesn't matter. I'm sure one of your followers will probably go, oh, fuck. Yeah, he actually is telling the truth.